Anthony Joshua Usyk. The fight of all fights. That's what everybody's getting prepared for on this side. But then this happened. There are so many people out here who are, I want to say, the zone. They're stuck in the zone. Darius, I told you this while Melo was with the Lakers last season. In that last month, there was phone conversations with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving about coming back to Brooklyn. When Jordan went to the 76ers and he came over there, they were going to have an opportunity to get Carmelo Anthony. He wasn't coming back to that team. He wasn't finna play with LeBron again. That was out. And he did a great job for the Lakers when they requested him and needed him. But they want him to be the savior of the Los Angeles Lakers. And he was like, man, all the chaos that went here, I was just thinking back to my Knicks days. I don't want that. So I told you last season, because I knew what happened last season. They contacted, what you mean, trader? His contract was up. If they wanted him, they should have signed him more than 1 year. So what you mean, trader? He going back home. So now the talk about them going over there, but this is where I thought it would be, a problem for him to go back, because the people he talked to was Kevin Durant. He talked to Kevin Durant, and he talked to Kyrie towards the end of the season about joining the Brooklyn Nets. And I told y'all, we was on StreamYard, and I said, Melo is leaving and he's going to Brooklyn. Y'all said everywhere else. I said, no, he's going to the Brooklyn Nets because his son is in New York, wants to be close to New York. She wants to be in LA, Lala, and do all her little acting things and what she want to do down there in LA. He wants to be in New York. He wants to stay near New York. He needs to be near New York. When she did Power, it was great because they was still in New York. And he wants his son. He's from up there. He loves the East Coast way more than he loves the West Coast. He loves the weather in the West Coast, but he loved being back at home, New York. So that's his mix. Well, see, all the weight don't have to be on Melo. Melo ended up, he was supposed to come off the bench. Melo ended up starting most of the games. Melo ended up being the guy they went to and down in the fourth quarter of the games. And people are arguing about should Melo be in the fourth quarters and who this person should be in it. And then he's basically refereeing between Russ and AD and Bron and about the relationship, and then the coach. He like, I ain't signed up for this. I could have stayed in Portland. I just want to do my job and go home. So you lost two of your de facto players in the fourth quarter. Monk is gone, and Melo was going to go. This is what I told you about their bench. Everybody keep talking championship, and we're going to the championship, and you're stuck. The Zone app. Stuck in that zone. The Zone app, right? Stuck in the zone. Championship, championship, championship. That's it. And when you keep getting stuck in that mode, that zone, nothing great is going to come out of that, good people. I'm serious. Nothing good is going to come out of it. Because this is why a team don't have to improve. Every year that you think they're going to the championship, they don't have to improve the damn team. Y'all have no bench. None. Yeah, Melo's going to Brooklyn because that's where he wants to go, and he wants to be there not just for Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, but last season while he was playing with the Lakers, they already negotiated he was leaving after the end of the season and going to Brooklyn. That was already worked out last season, and I told you, I said, look, Melo going to Brooklyn. I heard it. He's going to Brooklyn. So it was no surprise to me when the news broke today. These so-called experts, if y'all experts, how come y'all don't know when I know? I, the guy sitting on the couch, know more than you. So-called experts. You only know when they tell you because they have no relationships in this. How can I trust a man that's supposed to be an insider, and that insider is signed to the agency that owns LeBron James, or basically LeBron basically started. His friend is running. That guy Shams or whatever his name is, Shams Shamora, whatever he called himself, Shams is reporting. Remember, Shams just came out of nowhere. You know how Shams is signed to Clutch Sports? You know that? So how the hell are you signed to a sports agency when all you do is give reports? So now you signed to Clutch Sports, and you gotta what? Give information and inside of where are you getting your information from? Clutch Sports is gonna tell you what Clutch Sports wants you to say, and you're gonna have to say that. Oh, shouts out to Ticket TV because I believe Ticket did bring that up as well. I do believe he brought that up too, because I believe Ticket TV said his name probably like if you took a shot every time he said that name, Sham's full name, you'd be on the floor drunk. Because the way Ticket go in, believe me, I am rated G to how Ticket go in. Oh, they too scared to monetize Ticket. But Ticket be like, I don't need your monetization. I'm like, man, this Ticket dude is amazing. They don't want that smoke with Ticket. They don't want that smoke with Ticket. I don't really even know. You know what I'm saying? Like where they gonna go and how they gonna do stuff. Like I really don't see it. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's different. You know, how is Carmelo cooked when he wasn't cooked last year? I mean, he can't. He's not Melo that played on the Knicks or in Denver. He's not that guy no more. But how would you say he's washed? And Jay Will was like, seemed like you want to fight me, bro. He probably did. Shoot, ticket ain't even in the country. I don't think. He probably banned. Ticket probably banned. Shoot, Ticket probably laid somebody out on the basketball court. Everybody be wanting to fight Ticket. Then when Ticket stand up and he be like 6'8", 6'9", they be like, "Whoa! I thought you was this. Shut up!" Hey, it's Burundi's birthday. See, everybody want to call me about fantasy football when the league is full. We getting ready to draft in about 3 hours. Oh yeah. Well, Melo is more durable than Blake Griffin. Blake give you his all, but so Melo give you much more consistent shooting. When the last time Melo led a team to a championship? You mean the last time they tried to make a super team with Carmelo? What does that mean? LeBron and Carmelo play two different type of games. They're two different type of players. Carmelo's not going to bring the ball up, trying to go through the legs and do all that. He's a post player. Okay, you give him the ball on the block and let him work. He was one of the best at doing that. His game evolved. He has footwork, movement. He had things that, skill sets that LeBron didn't even possess at that time. LeBron just had amazing athleticism to be his size and have that kind of speed. And he would just get a big, full of speed going ahead, you know. But it's clearly they weren't the same type of players. Like Dwayne Wade was light years ahead of LeBron James as a player coming into the league. One, he had about 2 years of college experience under his belt in Marquette. He had a little bit more discipline to his game, period, because he was really taught the game of basketball and how to, footwork, defense. LeBron coming out of high school, nobody really taught him anything. It was just athleticism. He's being LeBron. Only play they basically knew was flex. That's about the only thing you're gonna run in high school is a flex play. You're not running complicated offense or defensive sets in high school. So LeBron not being able to read defenses surprised me. It went 7 years. This guy was playing on instincts for 7 years in the NBA. Damn near longer. He didn't understand defenses or how to recognize what was going on until 2011, 2012 season, after they lost in the NBA Finals. And Shane Battier was the one that recognized that he doesn't really know what he's doing. Shane Battier sat down with LeBron James and showed him how to study film and what to look for. LeBron he would recognize how to get open, but when what Dallas did to him defensively, he couldn't even recover from. That was the sad part. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan said LeBron is top 3. My neighbor thought I was a better basketball player than Tim Duncan. What does that mean? Yeah, I don't believe that's true. He said he didn't say that either. Right. I don't think. Listen, let me tell you something. Michael Jordan know like I know. LeBron James ain't in the league as him. Kobe Bryant showed you LeBron James ain't in his league. And he did it in an all-star game just to show you what he would do to LeBron James. LeBron couldn't score on him. So imagine in a one-on-one game, he was trying to use screens and picks, and Kobe was getting through every screen and pick. Said, nah, you ain't getting rid of me. I'm on you. It's me and you. LeBron couldn't move. He was embarrassing him, play after play after play. And that was for disrespecting the game. When you went and started that super team, you start shooting off your mouth. Y'all didn't hear that interview he did? And it pissed Kobe off. LeBron James says Kobe the best. YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. And I'm going to show you when he pissed Kobe Bryant off. LeBron says Kobe Bryant is the best.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna sit down. Are you gonna do anything with this?
Oh, man.
I'm not.
You got it?
How many times can you do that?
I'm one take, baby. That's all. I'm just one take. I'm just one take. That's all I need is one take.
Who's the best player in the NBA?
Kobe Bryant.
Better than you?
I would have to say right now. He's a really, really good player. Individually, he has some of the best skills that the NBA has ever seen in history. And he's shown year after year after year why he continues to be one of the best players in the league. I'm getting better though.
Now, when he said Kobe was the best, at that point, he was like, for now. Kobe took offense to that. What you mean for now? I'm the best. I'm going to be the best. And then he got to the point where they got disrespectful. Mm-hmm. Oh, Melo has always been that. Mm. No, you got to realize that Carmelo Anthony isn't a person at this point in his career. He's always been a guy you could build a team around. He's a nucleus piece. He's a post player. But what happened is the game has changed, people. They gotten rid of the post player. They told the post player, you're not important anymore. So therefore, we don't need the post player. Post player is just another guy in the way of LeBron James. We need to move that so we can get LeBron where he needs to be, or where we want LeBron James to be as a player. No. It's a lot of different entities goes in the place of that, but when you start talking about sports and everything, no. As you can see, he's still a good piece. I mean, he went from a post player to a guy who just shoot threes. That's all they want him to do now. So his game had to elevate and go to a level where only thing they want him to do was just shoot threes. So he's doing what the teams have requested and asked of him. But they tried to shun him out of the NBA 4 or 5 years ago and just knock him out like he was a problem. To me, all of that was retarded. It was retarded behavior. Oh, I got the Anthony Joshua fight going on right now because of what's happening on the zone and everything. They got the undercard going. Then I got my fantasy football draft. Oh, we play a real fantasy football. Our fantasy football has defensive players. Ain't none of that cotton candy stuff in our league. Quarterback throws incomplete passes, he gets penalized for that. If he gets yards for receptions, he should be subtracted for incomplete passes. Field goal kickers, if they miss field goals, they miss points. Their points get deducted. If you get points while you make it, you should get points while you miss it. We give points for receptions. If you make a catch, that's like a half of a point. We use fractional points. So there's really no ties. We almost had a tie, even with the points being fractional. That was a good game. Yeah, I was at the gym yesterday, and this guy had on a Carmelo Anthony jersey. I mean, a LeBron James jersey. I'm like, uh-oh, I got to get out of here. He had on a Lakers LeBron jersey. And then told me something. I said, I was walking out, and I said, LeBron James jersey. He's the GOAT. I was like, look, another lie. Let me get up out of here. Because me and this guy going to fight. I can tell right now we going to fight. And that'll be the end of that jersey because I'm ripping that jersey up. He assumes I'm a Michael Jordan is the best guy. And I'm like, no, he's better than him. That's all I know. I'm like, I hated Michael Jordan play when he played with the Bulls. I didn't root for him at all. I rooted for anybody playing against the Bulls. But I'll tell you one thing, he is light years better than this. There's no comparison. I'm from Chicago. I ain't from Detroit. He's like, duh, you from Detroit. I get that all the time, bro. But no, not from Detroit. Then you're going to say, well, how you always root for the Pistons? If you're not in Detroit, you're not from Detroit. Here we go again. Isaiah Thomas, the greatest player that ever touched the basketball, is from where? Chicago, West Side, Chicago. I mean, you ain't gonna get no more Chicago than West Side of Chicago. And when he went to the Detroit Pistons to play, I rooted for Isaiah Thomas. The rest is history. Plus, I got family out there. My favorite boxer is from Detroit, Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Everybody here in Chicago was Sugar Ray Leonard people, and I was not. Everybody like, you just like to be the opposite of everybody. As a kid, I'm a little kid, and I knew to not go with that Sugar Ray Leonard guy. Thomas Hearns was the guy I liked because I love the way Thomas Hearns fought. His offense was his defense. Got him in trouble sometimes, but Tommy was going for it. I know. Everybody be like, man, you represent everything Detroit. I'll be, yep, and I've been watching Hard Knocks. Detroit, man, I'm like, the Lions might win the Super Bowl, baby. Hey, they running backs damn well finna be entirely different. I tell you that right now. Swift finna get it together. Cause you got Deuce Staley over there, man. Good Lord. Deuce Staley is putting in work. My buddy, I don't hear from my buddy, but maybe about 3 times a year. I hear from my buddy about 3 times a year. And then when it's fantasy football, that's when he comes out. Today is the draft. This is the first time I done got a text from him. Let me see the last time I got a text from him. June 19th. Remember I told you he was the No Limit Records guy? And I said, anybody know anything about No Limit? All I got to do is check in with him. This is his collection. He's the cassette tape guy. So that lets you know how far he go back. This is his collection. He got them, damn near all of them. If he don't have all of them, all he played was No Limit. Every tape, every cassette, every song. And if it had the Tank logo, he was buying it. He even had Little Italy. Now, Little Italy, top of the world. I was like, man, I forgot about Little Italy. Little Italy. I was like, they really grabbed Little Italy. Man, he had them all. SAG. Huntsville, Alabama. What's up? Escobar season says Zeke was never the best player in the league at any point in his career. Sorry about that, but in 1986, Isaiah Thomas was probably the greatest player on the planet. And that's the year the Celtics was unbeatable. They won that year, and they had one of the greatest teams ever. Isaiah he led the league in assists. He averaged about 25 points. I think he averaged the highest amount of assists of any point guard since John Stockton that came and broke it many years later. Isaiah was clearly the best player and should have been the most valuable player in the NBA, but they were going to give it to Larry Bird anyway. None of these guys could understand what Isaiah Thomas brought to the game. of basketball. He's clearly was the most skilled dribbler, skilled passer. He could pass just all the passes Magic was doing. Isaiah was doing all of that stuff accurately. He had better handles than Magic. Magic was 6'9" doing this stuff. So it was a popularity contest. But Isaiah Thomas was clearly the best player in the league. Isaiah could average 30 points a night easy. He was the first Allen Iverson, except for he was a much better shooter. He can hit any type of shot, trick shots, regular shot. He still to this day has the highest 3-point percentage, where he shot like 70-some% from three against the Portland Trailblazers in the NBA Finals. All y'all know about is Isaiah scoring 25 points on one leg in the NBA Finals when he got robbed and the Pistons got robbed of a championship. That game wasn't supposed to be close. They got hosed. They called a phantom foul on Lambert with the game on the line and stole that championship from the Pistons. Oh, getting robbed in 05. I tell you right now, I blanked out in 05 when they played Shaq in Miami again. I blanked out. I mean, I blanked out of that. People love to say something real stupid to me. They say the Pistons is only good for one. They got one championship. They were good for 1 year. I'm like, we went to back-to-back NBA Finals. And we went back to like 5 Eastern Conference Finals in a row. Just like we did in the 80s. We were right back doing it again in the 2000s. That Piston team was in the mix all the time. Always in the playoffs. Always battling to go to the NBA Finals. Oh yeah, that was 06. Yeah, 05 we did beat them. Because I remember I had like date night for the final game, and I was at the Cubs game that night when they eliminated Miami. And when I got out, I was like, this is the final game, and I got to be at this Cubs game with you. But all right, that's cool. Yeah, the girl I was dating was graduating from college, and I was not going to be with her anymore. This is almost like a parting gift. Like, all right, this is your graduation gift from college. You get to go to this Cubs game with me. We get to watch the Cubs. We get to have a great time. And that was it. I was done after that. So when it was over, it was near the end of the fourth quarter. The Cubs game ended. I'm watching the fourth quarter of the game. The Pistons got it. I'm like, we got these mothers in game 6. I was so happy I didn't know what to do. Yeah, brought Shaq over and tried to cheat. So I'm scaring people because we're basically outside on the streets. I'm watching it through the sports bar through the window the whole fourth quarter. So if she's upset about that, I didn't care. I was on a high because we won. And she's like, "You more excited about that than the Cubs win?" I'm like, "Yep." And not only that, the Shaq, it didn't work. Good. Then the next year, I knew we were gonna get screwed. After I can't even remember anything past game 6. Game 6, I can't blame nobody for the Pistons not winning that championship, except for one person. The Pistons didn't win that championship because we did not guard Robert Ory. We were taking guys out the game. San Antonio was getting ready to fold. Robert Ory was only in the game because they was like, well, game over. We just planned it out. They got the championship. It was over. The game was over. In 6 games, we had the Spurs. They were done. We had them beaten. We were ready for everything they threw, and we had the rhythm. We relaxed. We took the foot off the gas and said, "Yay, we got it, baby!" And meanwhile, Robert Ory is just shooting wide open threes. Bang, come down. Bang, we do something stupid. Bang, that's 9 points gone. I'm like, that's 9. Somebody gonna guard Ory. Bang, that's 12. I'm like, what the is going on, man? It's gonna be a game. No, we got it. He said the whistle he got in that game against series against the Pistons. Man, he said they talk about the Mavericks, that Pistons series. I tell you right now, that's a blur. Because I knew what they were finna do. We played them again. That's why I wanted them to get eliminated. I think they played the Bulls or somebody. I was praying they got out of there. I did not want to play them again because I knew what the league was going to do to us. And I said, I can't watch these games. I can't watch them. I know what they're finna do. I got to get out now because my blood pressure gonna get too high. That's why it's a blur. That whole series is a blur. The Celtics had the best record in the league. Yes, they did. That was probably one of the best Celtics teams that they had. It was in the 86 team. But after that, because remember, we had that team. The very next year. In 86, they were way better than us. But then we get rid of Kelly Tripucka, Vincent. We get Sally, Rodman, Rick Mahorn. Team explodes. That team explodes. exploded. And in 1987 was a whole different year, whole different Piston team, one dedicated to defense, and they was gonna shut you down. And oh baby, AD came along in '88. He came along too in like '87, '88. We got Adrian Dantley. Dantley was great for what we needed at that time. He was great. Low post forward. You know, if you needed a bucket, you can go to AD. He can get it for you down in the block. He post up, knew how to hook you, draw you in, get fouls, get 3-point plays. AD had a balanced game. But his only problem is he kept clashing with Isaiah Thomas and trying to be the man of the team and questioning Isaiah's leadership and causing division. We can't have that. There's only one person that runs this team, and that is Isaiah Lord Thomas III. I think you should probably stop him in this fight. But yeah, I got him winning by decision. I say majority decision for Usyk. Yeah, well, it is what it is. See, the thing about New York point guards is that New York point guards is about the same as a person that played anywhere in the East Coast is basically a New York point guard. They played the same way in Philly. They played the same way in Boston. They played the same way. Those playgrounds didn't change. Jersey, New York, all of it's the same. When it came to that game, it was physical, physical, physical. So from the street game, it was all the same. No, it's a lot of different reasons why, but no. If Carmelo Anthony signs with the Brooklyn Nets, where does that leave Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant? Are they staying? That's key because he talked to Kevin Durant last year when he's talking about, yeah, man, coming back home to New York, and Kevin Durant was basically telling him, hey, you want to come to Brooklyn? We don't have a spot. We want you in Brooklyn. And he was like, yeah, man, talk to Joe's side because Kevin Durant talks to Joe's side, the owner, and say, hey, let's get Melo 1 year deal. Melo like these 1 year deals. That's cool. He gets to choose where he wants to go and where he wants to be. Melo needs to retire. Why would you retire when you can still drop 16, 17 points a night? If I can make millions of dollars a year and drop 16, 7 points a night, plus Melo misses the games. Like, he loves basketball. That's what people don't really get. The guy loves basketball. Everybody's open. That's the one factor everyone keeps missing. He loves it. He loves the game. So if you love basketball, this is right up your alley. Well, of course, we got holes then. We got holes. We had them in 87. We had the Celtics beat in 1987. And that's when Bird stole the ball. They got the layup, and we blew that game. And after the game, Dennis Rodman, who was a rookie, basically came over and just started going off about Larry Bird only getting the calls because he's white and all this stuff. And, they brought it to Isaiah, and Isaiah was like, yeah, I guess he would just be another good guy if he was black, and just laughs at the end of it. But he was being sarcastic. But they made it like Isaiah made the statement against Larry Bird. You never heard nothing else about Dennis anymore. It was about Isaiah Thomas. They was like, well, he's young, he's ignorant. Nobody cares about what he's saying. But Isaiah, he's smart. He just said it. Isaiah never said it. He never made the statement. But he was repeating someone else's quote and just like, But the media is so interested in trying to turn it into a frenzy. Isaiah basically went to bat for Dennis Rodman, and he was abused throughout the NBA Finals. Everything. As he's saying all the right things, him and Larry went public. Then Larry got up and left because he had to go to the NBA Finals. And we're sitting there, and Isaiah's sitting there going through all these different things about race and races and all this craziness. And when it was all said and done, we had to sit there and deal with everything that was laid out. The team saw that what Isaiah did for the rest of them and what he went through, and it pissed the team off. They hated the NBA, what they did to Isaiah. They hated everything. And anybody who wasn't a part of what was going to come next, you out of here. Everybody got to be all in now. Everybody was in together. Everybody was like, don't worry, I'm going to get in shape. Rick Mahorn, you ain't got to tell me to get in shape no more. I'm getting in shape. Don't worry about that. Everybody was in. We had a goal. We whooping Boston. We're going to whoop your golden boy, Larry Bird. We're going to whoop Magic Johnson. We're going to whoop the NBA. And we're going to be world champions. And you can't do nothing about it. I love that. The Bad Boys was born. And they created it. And I loved it every minute of it. You mean to tell me they finna fight the league? Oh, you ain't got to tell me twice. You finna fight the NBA? Oh, I'm out. I'm out. Sign me up. Where the pen and paper? They revolutionized the game. They changed the game. Yeah, if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be seeing players on team planes. They were the first team with an NBA plane. They didn't even win a championship and had a plane. We were the first team staying in 5-star hotels. Or y'all sleeping at the Y. That's what the NBA thought of y'all. Y'all was staying in a regular Holiday Inn, flying commercial. That's what the NBA was doing with its stars. Our team owner said, no, my players need a plane to fly to every game. We're going to pay for it ourselves. We didn't go to the NBA for money. We bought our own planes. So while y'all on a bus choking off doggone gas smoke on a doggone Greyhound bus, yep, round ball one. Inhaling fumes. We're in our room chilling. I don't know too much of what's going on UFC. All I know is tonight is Usyk, the undercard's on right now. Oh, Rocco's fighting, then Rocco's going to sleep. Rocco's time was about 7 years ago. Now Rocco's going to sleep. LB comes in at the end. Right on the 1 hour mark. Jesus Christ. I was about to say, yep, well, we get out of here. No, the whole talk today is that he's getting ready to sign to the Nets. But we talked about this last season, as the season was going on. The Zone app. See? Oh, the Chinese guy's fighting now. Zhang. He's fighting against the right hand puncher. What's his name? The Croatian dude, Felipe. Yeah, they're taping up AJ's hands now. Man, he don't look nothing like how he used to look. He looked like a damn welterweight. Remember, he used to be this big, bulgy guy with muscles coming out of his neck. Dude, this dude like he about 28 pounds. He looked like a 170-pound guy. You see what happened when they take that juice out your body? You see what happened when they snatch that juice out your body? Look at what AJ look like now. You like you ready to go play basketball. They don't look like no Anthony Joshua. The one that used to be knocking people out. They didn't got that juice out you, boy. They didn't snatch that juice out your body, boy. Let me get out of here and enjoy this. Shouts out to LB who came in late. If Usman's fighting, Usman's winning. Bear, I'm disappointed in you.